Okay, so now we have already studied that how to exactly draft a NDA. Now let's move on to the next category of our agreement, that is consultancy agreement. Okay, so now in this particular draft, we will be learning that how to exactly draft different clauses while we are, making a consultancy agreement. Now, this is an agreement that is basically made between an organization and the consultant who is basically providing a service to the organization, right? Basically, the organization and the consultant is agreeing into this agreement because organization requires some kind of services, and for that, basically, the organization is hiring consultant. The service can be of any type, be it providing a particular tech services or providing, you can say a services related education services, or providing a designing services, marketing services, right? There are different type of services and there are consultant for that, and an organization or a company basically requires the services, and therefore before hiring such consultant for those services, both these parties enter into the agreement that is called as consultancy agreement. It is a type of a service agreement. Now let's start and understand its introductory part, or we can say the preamble and the recital part. Let's have a read to this. Now this consultancy agreement is made and entered into as an on execution date. Here we will write the date, on which this agreement will basically becomes effective. By and between, here the party one, the organization name, a company incorporated under the laws of India if the company belongs to India. If the company is based upon US or UK, we will write accordingly. And here the company will be basically known as organization. And having a permanent address at, we will write the address of the organization here. Then here will be the name of the consultant, son or daughter of the name of the consultant. A person having his permanent address at, here we will write address of the consultant. And PAN, we will write the PAN ID of the consultant, and the party B will be known as consultant. So both the parties are basically called as organization and consultant respectively when we are dealing with consultancy agreement. Now, we will be understanding the purpose of this agreement, that why exactly these both parties are entering into a consultancy agreement. So whereas the organization is interested in engaging the professional service of the consultant, and the consultant is also willing to offer the service as an independent consultant, your contractor. It's very important, we have mentioned the word independent consultant. That means this consultant is an independent person, not an organization who is providing services, and the organization has agreed to use the service of the consultant as per the terms mentioned here under. We will be reading those terms. Now, so this was your introductory part, your preamble or the recital part, and what all things basically we understood by just reading this preamble part. We understood the parties, that who are these parties. We understood both the parties. We understood the address of both the parties. We basically understood the execution date, the date from which the agreement will basically be effective, and the purpose behind, entering into this agreement. Now we all know that the consultancy agreement is basically for service that the consultant will provide. So it's very important to draft service. It's the one of the most and the first initial step to basically begin with drafting a consultancy agreement or the service agreement is to define the service, that why exactly an organization and the consultant is entering into an agreement for a particular service and what that service is. It's defined under para 1.1. So this section explains what kind of services the consultant will provide. Now let's read this paragraph. Subject to the terms and condition of this agreement, the organization hereby engages the consultant and the consultant accepts such engagement to perform the service, including but not limited to. Now, what are the services? Research, writing, analysis, conduct studies, create content, develop products, provide insights and strategies, manage projects, and oversee operations allocated to the consultant by the organization throughout the term of this contract, here to refer to as service. So basically here, by reading this para, we understood that services have been clearly defined, that what are all are the works that basically an organization is expecting from consultant to be performed. This clause answers, very important question, that what is the consultant basically expected to deliver. What the consultant is expected to deliver? He is basically expected to research on something, write, analyze, conduct studies, create content, develop products, provide insights and strategies, for the organization. So basically the very purpose of this particular clause is to make sure that both the parties are very clear about that what work basically the consultant is about to provide to the organization, and what work basically organization has already agreed upon, to prevent any misunderstanding later, any conflicts later, because the work has already been very well defined in your clause. Now let's move on to the next para, that is performance of services. Now we have defined what the services is, but how exactly these services will be performed, we have to now understand this. So the first one is performance standard, yeah, right? So whatever the service that the consultant is providing, what will be the standard of that service? So this sets the baseline expectation for the quality and for the adherence that the consultant is expected to do, right? So what are those expectations? Let's have a read. Consultant will diligently perform the services in accordance with the terms and conditions of this agreement, including any specifications provided and policies created by the organization, and consultant will complete the service in accordance with this agreement, time milestone indicated by the organization from time to time. So basically what we understood, that the consultant will complete the task on time, right? Will follow the organization instruction, whatever will be provided from time to time, will maintain the quality as per given by the organization, or as per the milestone or the checklist, whatever the organization is providing you, to basically adhere to that. So these are certain standards that the consultant must follow in providing its services. Now we have a pre-screening and verification clause. Now what it states, that organization shall be entitled to verify the consultant's credential, whatever the present, see, organization is hiring the consultant, so consultant is providing certain credential, right? Its education qualification, or its ability to provide or its its experience in previous organization, or ability to deliver particular content, whatever the organization and the consultant is basically agreeing upon. So whatever the credential that consultant is providing, the organization shall be entitled to verify all those credentials either directly or through a third party agency. An organization reserves the right to terminate this agreement immediately in the event of any consultant's representation turns out to be false. So basically this is a type of a risk management clause for the organization, because see, organization is hiring consultant because of the consultant's credential, but if any such credentials later on find it to be false, or for false representation, in that case the organization basically has a right to terminate this agreement immediately in the event any consultation representation turns out to be false. Now to verify the consultant's qualification, experience and background, these are the things which para 2.2 clearly states that the organization can verify these credentials either directly or through a third party agency. Now next we have standards. The service must be performed in a competent and a professional manner by the consultant, right? It should be a competent manner and should be a professional manner. All these things must be fulfilled by the consultant. The consultant shall provide the service in accordance with the organization value, ethical and the technical standards, whatever the organization is dealing with, its policies, its procedures developed and intimated to the consultant from time to time. Now we have the most important thing, that is organization materials. See, when a consultant is basically hired for creating any such thing, now in that case the consultant will be creating certain materials, will be designing certain things. Now who will own these material and designs? So this clause basically tells us about this matter. Any material that is provided by the organization to the consultant. So it might happen that the organization is also providing certain material to take the reference from, or to look upon the standards of that reference, and any content that is developed by the consultant for the organization as assigned to him or her by the organization are to be used solely to perform this service, right? So all these materials that are provided by the organization to the consultant, and any content developed by the consultant for the organization, in both the cases it should solely be used to perform this service, and it should not be used basically for performing the service for any other company, right? It should be used for the performing the service of the organization itself. Organization will own these material as well as any derivatives or improvement whatever is developed for this material derived by the consultant, including all intellectual property rights, will organization materials, and consultant hereby assign all such rights in the organization materials to organization. Consultant will treat the organization material as organization confidential information. Now basically this clause protects the organizations intellectual properties and confidential information. It basically clarifies that whatever the material the consultant will be designing or will create, will altering into, or will add, or will improve, will all belong to the organization. I hope you understood the preamble part, the service definition part, and the performance of services clause.